Yo, 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 what's happening, people? Okay, we are live right now, live from the village right now. It is 6 minutes. Here we go. It's 6 minutes past 8 p.m. right now on the 25th of April 2023 right now. We're about to watch the X-Files right now, season 1 right now, episodes 17 to 19 right now. That is on Disney Plus right now. Get it ready on Zero right now. Season 1, episode 17. Get it ready, and we'll start it in a little bit. But yes, we're almost done with the season. So it's 17, 18, and 19 today. It's 3 episodes today. And I guess next week then it'd be 20, 21, and 22. And then the following week, 23 and 24. So yeah, we are almost done. We this week and then 2 more weeks, and then we're finished with the X-Files season 1, and then from there we'll decide whether we'll watch season 2 or whether we watch something else. I'll put a poll up on the channel, and you guys can decide what you want to do then. But yeah, we're almost done with season 1 of the X-Files. And I just realised I've got my voice mod on, so I'm probably sounded just like T-Pain for a moment. But anyway, I'm back to my normal voice for now. Let me switch over to this screen so y'all can see. Actually, that's the wrong one. Anyway, so yeah, I was going to chat for a little bit before we start the show. I'm still using these earbuds for now because yeah, my overhead headphone broke up. I haven't tried a tape that was suggested. I was looking for some tape, and it turns out all my tape is all gone. But I don't know. I'm not sure tape will work because where the break is, it doesn't. I'm not sure tape would even hold it anyway. Not any reasonable amount of tape anyway. I might have to put like a lot of tape, and then in that case, it's just gonna be awkward to wear anyway. But yeah, from where the break is, it's really quite low on the hinge. Like the whole hinge is broke up. I have no idea how that happened. I really don't. Like, the way it's broken, you'd think I dropped it somewhere or something, and it has not. I've never dropped this. Well, certainly not anytime recently. Yeah, maybe I've dropped it, I don't know, maybe like a year ago, 2 years ago, or something like that. But certainly not anytime recently, I'm just thinking. And yeah, I noticed a crack, and then the whole thing fell off, and now the whole thing broke up. So I have no idea how it happened. Maybe, I don't know, maybe there was something that just over time it worn down. Maybe I don't know. It doesn't even matter at this point. But I have looked into getting a new pair of overhead headphones. These ones are quite old right now, so I was looking at what the newer models are. I don't need like the latest and greatest and that like that, but I was just looking at newer models, and it turns out you can get sort of similar line of these overhead headphones from JBL for about 80 quid. It's not the exact same model, but it's pretty much, you know, overhead, Bluetooth, noise cancellation, you know, that sort of thing. I'm sure there's some differences here and there that I have no idea what they're gonna do, but hey, look, as long as it's comfortable and sounds good. I don't even care too much about the noise cancellation, to be honest with you, but if it's there, then cool, I'll have it because it might come in handy. But it's not something that I overly care that much about when it comes to headphones. But yeah, in any case, I had a 50-hour battery. This one has a 35-hour battery, so that's pretty good. So I might just look to get those maybe at the end of the month for something like that. They're like 80 quid. So once I get to a position where I can start doing my finances and for this month and go lead into next month, might put a little money aside and get those headphones. I don't know that I was going to say pop. Yes, I was thinking of a word and it wasn't really coming out. I'm not sure what word I was thinking of though. Apparently begins with a P though. But yeah, that's my current thinking right now. So what are we now, 25th of April? So in about 5 days maybe. But until then, yeah, just using these. These are okay, but like I said, the sound quality is fine, but they just feel weird when I'm talking. But let me do this actually. Yeah, no, that just feels weird. It feels weird. I've got to have them on the outside. Just on the outside. Just balance on my ear. Anyway, one sec. But yeah, that's where oh, and I've got my microphone working. I'm not sure. I mean, it's happened before. I think it's I thought it might be something to do with the cable, but I'm not entirely sure it is actually. But it might be just some kind of thing. But anyway, yo, what up, Dan? BD and the place to be. How you doing, sir? How is you doing? I'm looking to get, well, not even get, but do a new PC build. Hopefully in this month, or well, at the end of this month. So I was looking at PC parts, right? And I don't need to buy it because here's the thing. So I have a desktop PC and I have a laptop computer, and the laptop is what I'm using right now to stream. It's a pretty decent laptop. I've had it for I think over a year now. Maybe like a year and a half, 2 years nearly, I think I've had it for. So it's a pretty decent laptop, and it served me well in these 2 years, and hopefully it continues to serve me well going forward. I don't plan getting rid of it, but I would prefer to use my desktop when I'm at home. The problem with my desktop is that it's been having some issues where it like kind of stuff like that. And in all honesty, like the PC itself is old. You know, I built this, I think like 7 years, I don't even know, like probably more than 7 years ago. I think the last sort of major build I did with this current desktop PC. I mean, it had the GTX 1080, you know, the NVIDIA GTX 1080 card when that was brand new, like when that was like state of the art. So if you know about graphics cards, and you know, yeah, that's not a state of the art card by a long shot anymore. But I bought it at the time. I think it was like £600, and I bought it at the time because I wanted something that's going to last me a while. You know, that's going to, you know, serve me for a while, and I don't have to keep changing it all the time. And it did do that. It did do that. It's only kind of in recent times where the PC itself has just been whatever. But yeah, it's about time that I've got a new PC, especially I feel because I'm, you know, streaming a bit more now. I'm looking at things that are maybe better, you know, like processors and things like that are kind of like better designed for streaming, like multitasking, especially if you're going to be gaming and streaming as well, which I plan on doing. So I'm looking at things like the Ryzen 9 Threadripper Ryzen 9, along with the Radeon, and this I think not my first, actually, it might be a second, but I've normally went with GTX and NVIDIA graphics cards in the past. I think this be the second time I would have bought a AMD Radeon graphics card, which is the Radeon 6800, and it seems to be just as comparable as the not the best. It's you know, there are better graphics cards in the market, but you're spending ridiculous money when you start talking about the best graphics cards, right? Like £1,000, and I'm like, you know, I ain't trying to do that. I don't need no £1,000 graphics card. I just need something that's good enough for what I want to be using it for. Well, more than good enough for what I want to be using it for, so it can last me a while as well. And I think the Radeon 6800 XT does that. RX does that. So that's what I'm looking at. It's like £530, £560 that card. But in total, like the whole build is looking to be around about 1,700, which is it's a pretty hefty sum. I ain't gonna lie. It's a pretty hefty sum. But hopefully I can get like a you know, like a, what you call, like a finance scheme where you pay like, I don't know, £100 a month or whatever it is, and you know, to pay it over a period of time. That way I don't have to do it all at once, you know. But one of the reasons why it's so expensive is that I know for a fact I'm adding in things that I feel like, even I don't strictly speaking need them, but at the same time it's likely or very possible that I could be using them down the line, and I'd rather have it all now than have to worry about it later, you know. And especially if you're going to spend the money, you know what I mean, because even if I took some of these things out, I'm still spending a lot of money. So the way I'm looking at it is I may as well make it as future proof as possible now, and then have it all done, and then that way there's certain things I'm just not worrying about. So for example, upgrading the webcam. So the webcam I use right now is the Logitech C922 Pro, which again, it served me well for a long time, but now that I'm doing things like podcasting, it might be, I think it's going to be better to have like a 1080 60 frames per second webcam, which this doesn't quite do. It does 1080 30 frames per second, and I think 720 at 60 frames per second, but
yeah, I feel like I want to have something that's going to do 1080 and 60 frames per second. In particular, I want two of them. I want two of them, in case I ever have like a guest. You know, it's not going to look bad on one side and then great on the other side. You know, so it's just things like that are putting the price up. But like I say, even if I took those things out, it'd probably still be somewhere around like 1,400, like 1,400, maybe 1,500. You know, so an extra £200-300 for some extra bits, even if I'm not necessarily using them all right away. It feels like at that point you may as well. At least that's what I'm looking at anyway. But yeah, that's how I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Just looking at PC parts and hopefully be able to do all that in the next like month-ish or by the end of the month or so. But how you doing, Danny? Belgian Dan the man, how's your day going? How's your day been? Appreciate you joining this live stream as we're about to watch the X-Files Season 1, Episode 17. About to watch 3 episodes of the X-Files. If you have Disney Plus, or if you got it on DVD or Blu-ray or any kind of medium to watch it, get it ready on 0. And I'll let you know when to start it. We'll start it in just a moment. The truth is in there. It's in there somewhere. But will we find the truth? Will we find it? That's what waits to be seen. That's what waits to be seen. But yeah, man. Thanks for the like, by the way. Just seen the like coming through. Appreciate that. Big up for the like. But yeah, you know what? Went to the gym today. Planning to go again tomorrow. Do some cardio. I did. So here's my gym routine for this week and potentially for the coming weeks as well. Mondays I do like a focus, I should say, on the high intensity stuff. So like, you know, a lot of like jumping and, you know, burpees and you know, high leg raises and, you know, star jump, stuff like that. But I'm doing it with weights, right? So I've got like 3 kilogram weights in each hand and I'm doing, you know, sort of burpees with the weights. So I focus on like the high intensity stuff on Mondays. Today it was like weighted training, so like on the machine weights. Tomorrow I plan on doing, I guess, kind of more lighter cardio, so like running, cycling, rowing. I think that's gonna be most of what I do for about an hour or so. And then on Thursday the plan is to do weighted exercise, but this time I use the free weights, so that, you know, the dumbbells, barbells, that sort of thing. That's my plan for this week, and depending on how I'm feeling by the end of it, might also be my plan for next week as well. But yeah, that's well, that's my day. That's my day. I was up early. I was in the gym by 5:30 a.m. I was in the gym for an hour. Come out of the gym, well, got, you know, shower, whatever, and come out of the gym. And I go to my car, and somebody decided to park their car like this, like the front of my, like this is the front of my car, right? And this is the back of his car, and he decided to park his car like this, right, next to mine. And it's just like, why? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? I mean, it wasn't so bad because there was plenty of space behind me and I was able to reverse and come out. But had somebody else parked behind me, that would have been an issue. You know what I mean? Like if somebody was parked behind me, and because where I was parked in the bay, and this guy decided to park on a double yellow, which I don't know, might be different in the in Belgium, but double yellow means you can't park. At least at most times you can't park. And so not only did he park on a double yellow, he parked on a double yellow this close to me. Like, I was like, bro. But yeah, lucky enough I was able to reverse and come out. I don't know why people do that sort of thing, man. Not only parking on the wrong space, on the wrong spot, you're also parking so close to somebody that could have been an issue. But yeah, fortunately it was not. crisis diverted. But yeah, let's get this started. Let me switch over here. So this is the X-Files Season 1, Episode 17. It's called E.B.E. People be special indeed. And hopefully you're already ready on 0. We're going to go 3, 2, 1, play. And in 3, 2, 1, play. But yeah. You have to wonder sometimes, like, what goes through somebody's mind? Like, I mean, look, I'm not even trying to act like I never do anything silly or I've never done dumb things. I've done plenty. And I'll probably do more to come. I've probably got plenty more dumb things to go before my time is up. But there's certain things that people do, it's just like, yo, why? Like, what purpose does this serve? Still do the workouts at home. Nice. What kind of workouts do you do? Is like weighted workouts, or like body weight workouts, or combination of those, or what kind of exercises we talking? All of the above. Nice. Everyone do dumb stuff, but some things make me question people's this. Oh, for sure, for sure. Working on my split, different variations of push-ups. Just like stretching. Oof. Things falling out my ear, man. Push-ups are good exercises to do. Like, things like push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, like basic exercises like that, they're actually really good to do. I mean, I'm sure you know this, but yeah, they're really good exercises to do. Like, even if you go to a gym or whatever, don't ignore just basic exercises like push-ups and sit-ups and pull-ups and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay, this up. I might try one-hand push-ups tomorrow. Okay, nice. Man, I ain't tried this for a while. Usually the one-handed push-ups. I ain't done it for a while. I'm not sure if I can still do it. Yeah, for sure. A lot of different variations, like sort of close grip, medium grip, wide grip. Then you have, I think it's called the Indian. I think it's called the Indian push-up. I may be wrong. I'm sorry if I got that wrong, but I think it's called the Indian push-up, where you have your bum sort of in the air, and you kind of coming down on your shoulders like that. And then you have the push-ups where you kind of lean more on one side, and then move to the other side, and then kind of variate the sides like that, alternate the sides. Do that one today, yeah. But they just work on different areas of your sort of arm, back, shoulder, tricep, and also your core strength as well. There's something in the air. Traps and stuff, yeah. this guy's scared. Oh, see shooting it though. Yeah. No matter what kind of exercises you do, cardio's always going to be important. And yeah, just basic exercises. I think sometimes, especially with dudes, like we go to the gym and we get so focused on like getting big and swole that sometimes we forget about just the more basic exercises. And so you end up with being like, having like really big arms, big muscles, big chest. But you struggle to do a pull-up, or you struggle to do a push-up, you know. You can't run. No, I just realized something. Put my subtitles on. Wrong, being tempted to go to the gym for pull-ups. You can get a pull-up bar, like I mean, you can get different types of ones, like ones that you can put on your door. Although, depending on your door, that might not be a good idea. But you also get like pull-up bars where they're like a frame, you know, and like you assemble it. And so you got like a bar, the whole kind of frame, and then, you know, just have it in your house or in your garden if you've got a garden. Train with strength, flexibility, speed, endurance, and looks are results. Yeah. Yeah, I can go to a nearby park and do. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I used to do that when I was a place where I used to work, and on the way to work, I would cycle to work, and there was a park along the way, so I'd leave a bit early. So that when I cycle, I could stop at the park and yeah, do that pull-ups and stuff like that. Excuse me. Since the thing last night. Yeah. Oh, this got shady. You're gonna make me yawn. They say yawning is contagious, but is it contagious over the internet? Ooh. Have you seen a series, an Amazon series called The Boys? I haven't yet. Yeah, I started watching it a few days ago. I've only watched 2 episodes so far. I won't spoil nothing, but yeah, it's a lot's happened in those 2 episodes, put it that way. But yeah, lots happened in the first couple of episodes. A lot happened in the first episode, actually. I remember these guys. They're like Mulder's unofficial team or something. Is Scully gonna just get ripped off for $20? Yo, what up, Yuri? So good. I appreciate you coming through, Yuri. How's your day going? How's your day been? Appreciate you joining this live stream. Stressful but quiet day. That's a shame. Well, saying about the stressful part, but you know, quiet day could be nice. I wonder if Scully got her $20 back though, because like, that guy's literally ripped up her money. Uh-oh. Was that lady that borrowed a pen? Seemingly innocent. The thing is though, like, if that lady plans to swap the pens with Scully, then how would she know what type of pen Scully would have on her? Like, she'd have to swap the exact same pen. You know, I think so. Yeah, very soon. You don't know for sure. Well, hopefully, apart from the stresses, everything else is going okay. What have you been? Let's see. I've went to the gym this morning. Did some cab work afterwards. watching an episode of The Boys, but mostly been looking at PC parts because I want to upgrade my PC soon, hopefully. Like maybe by the end of the month, which is like 5 days. Once it's upgraded though, once it's all done, I might just sell my older parts. I don't think I'll get a lot for them, but you know, I don't know, maybe I'll get 10 quid or something. You know what I mean? Be something. Guy lied. Yeah, good luck with your journey and the PC upgrade. I appreciate it, man. Can you get good value for parts? It's a shame, actually. So what's a shame? Oh. Yeah, my used PC parts on sale for much money. Even it's in good condition. Oh, I see what you mean. That's no big deal. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm back on, but I think I'm sounding like on a telephone again. I think there's something wrong with the cable for the microphone. It's a better bit of cable. If this, I hope it's the cable and not the microphone. Because if I don't want to, I mean, this microphone is like, it's not that old, and I really don't want to have to replace a microphone. My internet is acting up. Okay, That might be a bit loud. Let me try this. Be right back in it. Okay, okay. Oh, molder, man.
Passionate and dedicated to a belief as you. It's so intense that sometimes it's blinding. But there are others who are watching you, who know what I know, and whereas I can respect and admire your passion.
You know what? Ugh. The truth is out there, but so are lies. Tell him, Scully. So I'm probably gonna have to get a new cable. I mean, I'll just sit. No. How long's that copied in there though? It's open as well. Dumping sugar in there. Come on, man. Old stale coffee.
I had the photo analyzed by the Bureau's computers. Initially, it appears to be legitimate. The film grain matches.
Ugh, man. There we go. Ugh. Oh wait, is this? Now what's going on? There we go. Okay. I don't know what's going on, man. Actually, I think I kind of do. These earbuds aren't necessarily good. Jacob, Braxton. Saz, yes sir. Ben. Brax, Jakes, and Ben coming through at approximately the same time. Big man ting. Yeah, and I'm still having issues with my microphone apparently, so I sound like I'm on the phone right now. Hopefully you can at least hear me though. How's your day going? How's your days been? Big up for joining this live stream.
I'm doing all right, man. Doing all right. Crew just steamed there at the same time. Yeah. Hey, great minds think alike, right? A lie is most convincing when hidden between two truths. Ain't that the truth? So has this guy got Mulder's back? How Mulder trust him? Oof. I'm not sure if I have a great mind, but even Dead Cook is right once a day. What indeed. But yeah, maybe more twice a day though. You know what's funny about that thing about the stopped clock though? I get what you mean, and of course Ben gets what you mean. I think probably everyone in the chat right here will get what you mean. But my guess would be that if you were to say that to, somebody who is, I don't know, let's say 10, 15 years or younger, they probably would have no idea what you're talking about. Because a dead clock to them is like, it's just off. You know what I mean? Like, it's just off. It's like, wait, a dead clock? That's just off. Like, how's that right? How is off? There's nothing on the screen. Yeah, man. That's me. Told you my mind. Yeah. That's the thing about time and the world and how things change over the years. I mean, clocks still exist. I think that's it's not that they don't exist anymore, but how often do you see a clock, or in particular, say younger people, like if they have a watch, it'd be like an Apple Watch or something, one of them smartwatches. Like I remember you had to learn how to tell the time because you couldn't just read the numbers off a screen. You had to learn what the hands meant, right? I don't think you really need to do it anymore. Oh, she knows something's up. So prefer a clock actually. It's on my end so far. Awesome. Yeah, hopefully the weather's at least calmed down a little bit. Oh, that was close. Ford. It's like a house phone. They're antiquated. Right, yeah.
Like, when was the last time you saw a landline phone that wasn't in like a business or something, like in somebody's house? Or remember the rotary phones? When was the last time you saw one of those? We had to like. Yesterday, I'm being Why the fuck? Too young to know what that is. Remember pages? Yeah. I never had one, but yeah, I remember them. I kind of missed the pager sort of craze because when they were popular, I think they were popular sort of like early to mid 90s, around about then. And so yeah, I never had any kind of devices like that at that point. And then by the time I was getting a bit older to get a device, to get a phone, it was like text messaging was coming in at that point. So paging just kind of felt a bit pointless when once text messages came in. But I think one of my friends had a pager. Last week there's leaked audio recording from the sheriff station and county of kind of girls that still doing how what done way back in the day. Maybe it's by the packets. Trust me, do it. Alright, ready. What you found so special when you messed up the second last number? Yeah. So yeah. Start all over again. No backspaces. Dial carefully. Yo, XSplit, what up, homie? Yeah, came up right. But yeah, the page was popular for a good while. They were like in all the movies and TV shows and fax machines. Yeah. Fax machines. I mean, I think for businesses, they kind of stayed relevant for quite a while. So I remember using the fax machines in some places I worked. Like when I worked in offices, we still use the fax machines to like send stuff from time to time. And this is even after email was around. Fax machines were still being used. So I think they stayed relevant for businesses for a little while. At least up until maybe 2008, 9, 10, I think. Something like that. I mean, I don't know what it's like now because I haven't worked in office for a long time now, but yeah, even with like email and scanners and stuff like that, fax machines were still being used. Not much, to be fair, but they were still being used. Yeah, it's more bad weather. I suppose they got it. No, that's a damn shame, man. Well, be careful out there, man. I'll go to this place. Have access for a little. Okay. There's still people to fax though. Someone to receive on the other end. My Wi-Fi's horrible. That's a damn shame, X. Yuri was here earlier saying he had problems with his connection too, so maybe there's something happening. Convenient for my day contracts hours. Okay. It was slow though. I remember the fax machine. Like we had this big, massive fax machine in the office, but it was slow. It was like one of these what do you call that multi-function device. So it's like a printer, a fax, a scanner, all in one. Let's see that. I did not read 1 in 5 medicals phones in the UK. The government said, yeah. I got it on one of my phones, but not the other. For the UK they are likely to be further public tests on a system in coming years. Alright. 3 years from now, I'll test it again. Bullshit battery, never files on iPhone later. Until it's running Android 11 or later. That's interesting. Because I'm pretty sure the phone that I didn't get on has the most up-to-date version of Android on it. The phone that I did get it on, I'm not entirely sure what it has on it. What, the lone gunman people? Yeah, that's phones will get it when they test it again. Yeah, probably. What happens if there's an emergency within the next few years before they test it again, though? What do we do? Oh, they managed to get in. Just. Yes, they really like it. So if something did happen, and they used it. I mean, I guess technically it would work on at least, was it 1 in 5 phones it said it worked on? Or 1 in 5 phones didn't get it, so I guess most phones would. But if you have a phone that it doesn't work in and you have to do the one near the emergency, Oof. Some people would just use the internet, TV, etc. if something happened to stay up to. Well, yeah, yeah. Maybe they should send it to like phones and emails, because you could probably send to every single email that exists. Actually, no. I think if you did that, there's probably not many ways to tell if the email is in the UK or not. So you probably just send it to everybody in the world or something, and that's no good. Mulder, what are you doing? About that, man. That happened a couple of days ago in Chicago. The phone network would probably be $1 too. What's the madness that happened in Chicago? Scully's not there to hear it all. 100 kids went crazy. Well, on a crazy rampage. Okay, damn, man. Back today. Great. Yeah. Yeah, the things, if they did send it as an email, they'll probably just go to your junk mail folder. And even if it did go to your inbox, how many people just ignore it? So you get so much crap in your email, so you probably just ignore it. Way out of control. That rampage, was that a good rampage or a bad rampage? We talking about kids just having fun, getting a little wild, or are we talking about like people getting hurt? Good old early days on the internet, yeah. Back then you get an email and you read it. You actually read it. Nowadays it's like, oh man, leave it alone. $500 homicides 2 years back. They're counting homicides in states. Oh yeah. Well, I guess somebody has to. And I don't know if that's. I mean, it's not good. Anybody's getting killed, of course, but what's 500 compared to, I don't know, New York State or Louisiana State, or you know what I mean? Like, is that low, high? What are we talking? So that was episode 17 of the X-Files, EBM. That was an interesting episode. That was an interesting episode. I like the whole thing about Mulder and Scully being so eager to disbelieve, but Mulder being so eager to believe they can use it against him, because that's something to be mindful of, I think, just in general.
that just because you want something to be true, that doesn't necessarily mean that it is. And sometimes you might come across something that, and I think so that, in fact, I feel like that's something that we see in modern day world, that when you believe something and then you come across something that suggests what you believe is true, that you're not always doing your due diligence to verify what you're coming across and just accept it and, get behind it 110% when you might be given some kind of something bogus that doesn't actually help you. And I think that's the type of thing that, just in general, we all need to be kind of mindful of, that, there's things that we believe, there's things that we want to accept, but just because something appears to be, say, in your favor, that doesn't necessarily mean that it is. And it's always worth, doing your due diligence for things and just check in as much as possible that, what you're presenting is, true and real, and not just something that somebody's using to manipulate you with, because that can happen, and it has happened. Chicago Lori Lightfoot, it is beyond bad, and I'm not talking about Janky Airline either. Lori Lightfoot. I'm in a good amount of years. I don't know how it's been a long time. People look out after fall for them scams. For those email scams, I think people do fall for them, actually. To be fair though, some of those email scams, like, you gotta be real careful, because, like, if you ever get an email from, it might be from, like, it looks like it's from PayPal, for example, and it'd be all designed to look just like PayPal. And yeah, if you like, I don't know, they catch you on that wrong day or something, then yeah, some of those could really trick you. What you gotta look for though is whether they use your name or not, because, like, you could spoof emails. Like, it's not impossible to spoof emails, and people do it. So what you're gonna look for is if they use your name or not. Like, if they refer to you as, dear user, dear customer, that's usually a giveaway that it's not genuine. But the real thing is, never, even if it is genuine, never click a link inside an email unless you know for a fact where it's coming from, like where that email's coming from. Like, if you just get an email coming out to you saying, yeah, click this link to check your beat, no, don't do that. Go directly to the website itself. Don't ever click a link in the email. Never, unless you know for sure where that email's coming from. Never click a link in the email, because yeah, they can make them things look mad genuine, like proper genuine, to the point where it's like, wait. So yeah. As I say, it's not even just suspicious emails. To be honest, I say that don't even click emails that don't look suspicious. You know what I mean? Because the way they can just like use like the same font and the same design and everything. So even if the email don't look suspicious, I say don't click it. Don't click it unless you know for a 110% fact. Like, maybe you clicked on something that said forgotten your email, forgotten your password, and then they're going to send you the email. They're going to click the link, and things like that, fine. But just in general, if you just get emails out of the blue telling you to click this link, and it's like, nah, just don't. Just go directly to that website and check for yourself. Don't never click links inside emails unless you know for 110% for sure. Believe so bad you'll buy anything. Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, I've not seen that movie, but yeah. These scammers are so sophisticated when it comes to, for sure. And it's like, when you hear about people's emails or social media getting hacked and things like that, a lot of times it's not even like some guy sitting behind a computer with some mad skills. A lot of it is just like what they call social engineering, I think they call it, where you might get a phone call and then you think it's from your bank or whatever, and they're just talking to you, asking general questions, and before you know it, you've given away your passwords to your Twitter account or Facebook, whatever, and you don't even know because you think they're calling from the bank, and they're just like sees you answer general questions. So yeah, things to be careful of. All right, I'm gonna take a quick little break. Should be about 5-ish minutes or so, and it be episode 18, Miracle Man. Once we get back, so if you want to get that ready on 0, and then we're ready to start. But yeah, I'm gonna take a little break and see y'all in a little bit. If I can find my break button, here we go. I'll see you in a bit. here we go. Cool. All right. Thank you for sticking around. For those who stuck around, thank you for joining. For those who have joined. All right. Damn earbuds, man. All right, here we go. So, catch up the chat a little bit. Let me start the next episode, episode 18, Miracle Man. Okay, so if you can hear me, it's gonna sound so bad right now because I had to switch to my the web camera microphone. There we go. Yeah, it's gonna sound. Oh yeah, sorry. I don't know what's happening, man. I don't know what's happening. I just have so many issues with microphones right now. I just switched my web camera microphone, and it's not a very good microphone, but hopefully it works without cutting off. Are they really low? Okay. Let me, try and boost that a bit. Is that better? Hope that's a little better. Technical difficulties S. Yeah. Oof, man. Oh, where is that? Like an auto. Yeah, sometimes it puts this on, or sometimes it's a voice mod that I use, and it just puts it on without me realizing sometimes, and I've started to remember to turn it off. So yeah, that's what that is. That's what that is. But yeah, so you guys are talking about sort of emails and scams and things, and yeah, that's the real thing that happens, man. Happens a lot. But yeah, let's get this next episode started while we still chat for a little bit. Miracle Man, season 1, episode 18. We're gonna go 3, 2, 1, play. So 3, 2, 1, play.
Hurry and get him out of there! I need 2 men on the left side, now! Wait a second. Where you going with him? He's dead. Well, there's a woman over there who isn't, and she needs some oxygen.
These headphones, these earbuds are good. Just not good for what I need them for right now. They've caused me so many problems. Well, that's not true. They haven't caused me so many problems. They're just not good for what I need them for right now.
Rise up and heal.
What the hell are you doing?
Always laying on hands.
Rise up and accept the miracle he has given you.
Amen, hallelujah.
You don't understand. The man's dead.
Spirit of God is working.
And the boy can't possibly do any harm now, can he?
This is the power of belief. The power to separate the light from the darkness. To create life from death.
All right, everyone. Show's over. Let's clear the area. Let's start getting that 1-inch back of the truck.
Oh, he just brought the man back to life.
Hallelujah, Savior. Hallelujah.
Hey, come line. I don't believe I ever did. That's the previous timeline. But is that X-Files? You could probably hear it on the microphone. If you could hear it, that means YouTube can hear it. And if YouTube can hear it, it's going to be problems later. Oh well.
The woman on the table has a malignant tumor on her spine.
Yeah,
This boy here is going to attempt to heal her by simply laying his hands on her.
Where'd you get this?
I came in from the regional office in Tennessee. The preacher's name is...
Reverend Calvin Hartley.
Oh, right, because, yeah,
Boy is his
it's coming from the
adopted son's
speakers,
family.
isn't it?
He claims to have found him as an infant lying in the tall weeds on the banks of the muddy Mississippi.
If I do this,
More than a claim.
you won't hear the background music. Ah.
Boy's been performing miracles every week for the past 10 years. Twice.
Well, not according to the Kenley County Sheriff. Local authorities think that Reverend Hartley and his son are failed.
All right. I think I know what caused these to break. I think I know what caused these to break. So yeah, I'm just using my Bruck Up headphones right now, since apparently this is my best option for the moment. Favorite X-Files episode? Probably gonna have to say Tombs, I think. I'd have to say Tombs, like the second Tombs one, the one where they I think they catch it at the end. It's just the one that sticks out in my mind the most. But definitely been reminded of some good episodes so far though, like that one with Scully's dad, where Scully's dad passed away and that guy was like, sound is much better, nice, awesome. Sounds better. That's my earpiece just hangs off. Oh well, we try, man. We try. We are all naked in the eyes of the Lord. Season 4, Episode 2, Home. You watch Everybody Loves Raymond, you'll know him as the dad. That's my favorite episode. What, the Reverend guy? So the Undertaker. It looks like the Undertaker mixed with Elton John. In the Dream Team. He was a mental patient who believes he was a faith healer. This is the body and blood of our Savior, the Lord Jesus Christ. They're damned fine. Big Joel Hayes. So many quotable lines. Were we talking about X-Files or was that the Dream Team? Dream Team, alright, cool. Let's see, check it out. Jay cuts a film about full anticipation to escape in NYC on day of release. Oh, the town don't like what they're doing. They all turned up. Okay, it's a movie right there. Michael Keaton, Christopher Lloyd. Oh yeah. Peter Boyle. Greenhouse Loose in New York. Has to be entertaining. I mean, isn't that just normal though? Like, how would you tell them apart? Because of that convention. Oh, nice, man. I'm not kidding, yeah, for sure, man. Hey, Faye. Good film choice for Movie Monday, Haze. Dream Team. Just might be. Just might be. ...1989 movie. Here's that guy out of the Back to the Future. Oh yeah, Christopher Lloyd, yeah. Both of them are not as all can be different, so it works really well. Interesting. Yeah, Christopher Lloyd is a good actor. He's in a film from a couple of years ago called Nobody with Bob Odenkirk. I just watched it recently. They're all funny. Christopher Lloyd is one of these actors that, you know, he appears in a bunch of movies. And he usually has a role that isn't necessarily the biggest part of the movie, but you remember that role. You remember his part. Oh. Of their shining moments and Trading Places. Oh, that's a good choice. Best comedy though. I'll say oof. I'll go Blazing Saddles in my opinion as my favorite comedy. Oh, it's kind of sick, nice choice. Yeah, it's just so funny, and it's like small nuances that when you watch it a second time, you might notice. I mean, I guess a lot of comedies that do that as well, but to be fair, but yeah, I'll go with Blazing Saddles. I mean, Airplane's gonna be up there as well. Um, hmm. What else? I mean, Don't Be a Menace. That's number one. Uh, Loaded Weapon 1. I mean, a lot of you know 90s Wayans Brothers stuff. I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. White Chicks. Yeah, definitely a lot to choose from, man. A lot of great comedies out there for sure. Rom-coms, yeah. Not in hell. Yes, I did actually. I did, yeah. He has he has so John Landis has a trademark where every film he's directed, or maybe not every film, but certainly most films he's directed, at some point the phrase "see you next Tuesday" gets used. Excuse me, see you next Wednesday, sorry. See you next Tuesday, something else. See you next Wednesday is a phrase that gets used. And so yeah, just I mean, I'm not sure where it is in Trading Places. I haven't seen it for a long time, but yeah, in the Michael Jackson Thriller video, when they're in the cinema at the beginning and they're about to leave, you could hear one of the characters in the movie they're watching saying "see you next Wednesday." But yeah, if you watch any John Landis film, it'd be either something that somebody says, or it'd be on a poster, or it'd be somewhere in the movie. "See you next Wednesday." King of Pop, yeah, man. Let's see, nine, yeah, they're decent. I think I saw that once years ago. I can't remember what happened in it though, but yeah, I guess it's alright. Opinion, to be honest. Alright, what's your guys' favorite? If we're gonna, let's narrow it down a bit because we've got Notting Hill mentioned. So specifically, when it comes to rom-coms, what's your favorite rom-com movie? I've ever watched a movie with Hugh Grant. Really? Hugh Grant, I mean, he's you know, Hugh Grant's kind of having a bit of a comeback at right now. Actually, he's been in quite a lot of movies in recent. He's been in quite a lot of movies in recent sort of years, like sort of small parts and things like that. But yeah, he's kind of had a bit of comeback over the last maybe, I was probably been a few years, or maybe a bit more than that. But yeah, back in the day, he was in everything, or just about every British movie anyway. Airplane, Monty Python. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The Jerk, Young Frankenstein, Up in Smoke, Big Lebowski, Spaceballs, classic. Life of Brian, yeah. Fish Go Wonder, History of the World Part One, yeah. You know, rom-coms, one of my favorite comedy in that genre. It's High School High, Blazing Saddles. Yeah, High School High is kind of underrated, but yeah, man. Hey, Sam. Sam, be in a place to be. It's all good. Better late than never. Appreciate you coming through, Sam. Splash, yeah. I watched that maybe a couple of years, I think about a year ago actually. Talking dirty, Spaceballs. Yeah, I'll see that one. It was good. Oh, okay. So we try to think of my favorite. I'm not sure if I have a favorite rom-com, to be honest. I've seen a few over the years, and I think it's kind of fair to say that rom-coms can be very formulaic in their approach to storytelling and plot and things. You know, it's always like two people like each other. There's something keeping them apart. You know, whether it's a cultural thing or a family thing, or there's some reason why they can't be together. But then by the end of it, they learn to love and respect each other, and that's pretty much every rom-com ever made. And it's not a bad thing, but hey. Peaked when he did Snatch and Lock, Stock. He's got a new film out on Amazon. I ain't seen it yet. There was like Operation something or other with Jason Statham. But he did a film called I forget what it's called, but it's got Charlie Hunnam in it. Mo Money from the Wayans Brothers. Okay. It's all good. It's good to hear. These contradictions in terms. I think. No, I think I know what you meant, Jake's. It's all good. Just remembered another rom-com I really enjoyed. Man Up. Oh, I think I saw that actually. Okay. We got the flu, man. Four-year-old version. That means you have a cold, Jacob grew up. Man, Jake is getting called out. Pray for LG. Yeah, thoughts and prayers. Geez, man, this was Lock, Stock, and Snatch. Lock, Stock is a great movie. I still haven't seen Snatch yet, though. I mean, I've seen Snatch, but, you know, I haven't seen the movie Snatch. I sound like Darth Vader right now. Oof. No. I'm your father. By the way, Sam, not sure if you saw it when coming in, but we're talking about favorite comedies. Do you have a favorite? Well, I assume you do have a favorite comedy, but do you have a favorite comedy, and if so, what may it be? Favorite rom-com is War Roses. It's such a beautiful film. Man up and meet, fall in love, get hitched over the time, hate each, and then gotta kill each other. Really touched the heart. Well, what's so romance if nobody tries to kill each other, you know? But I always miss the best moments. Sleep with one eye open. Romance in the Stone, man. That's a good one. I was like, was it Kurt Russell? No. No. Is it Kurt Russell? Michael Douglas, that was it, Michael Douglas. Yeah, man. I remember seeing that when I was like a kid. Like, I ain't seen it for years at this point. But I remember the bit when it's sliding down the thing and when they fall off and he lands face first right in the, you know, right in the Guy Ritchie movie. Shaun of the Dead. Oh, that's a good one. I like that. To say I haven't seen Shaun of the Dead yet. Oh, nah, it's worth seeing. Funny film. That and Hot Fuzz. Definitely. Away from that touchwood. I mean, I don't mean to be the Debbie Downer, but at your age, just saying. shout out how. Yeah, I was gonna check that. Oh, that's one with Jack Black, isn't it? No, Samuel doing Samuel Mulder seeing his sister. You know, the dad. Shaun of the Dead. Whatever changes dramatically, you can guarantee I'll get 6 around. Between eyes, you have to ignore her ignorance. Yeah, I think Sam's the youngest one here. So trilogy again. So why do they call it the Cornetto trilogy? I remember seeing that's what it's called, but I was never sure why they call it the Cornetto trilogy. Aging like a stopped clock. He's the drama queen, he gets the paper cut. You would think he's been stabbed. I mean, technically a paper cut is a stab. Technically. It's like a pierce in the skin. There's only one Shaun of the Dead. Repeated passing references to Cornetto ice cream. Ah, shame. I guess I missed those references. But now I know. Appreciate that, Dan. You know what? I would say never Google when you're sick. Never Google your symptoms. Like, it's one of the worst things you can do. It really is, because like, if you try to Google your symptoms, more often than not, you're gonna be convinced that whatever you have is far worse than it actually is. You know, like, you go and Google talking about, you know, what does it mean when my arm hurts and I'm feeling a bit tired? And then it's going to come up something like how you're suffering from some rare genetic disorder that kills. You know what I mean? It's like yo, yeah, just don't Google your symptoms. It's just. Another Hood. Oh yeah, I know that one. Well, I haven't seen it, but I know the one. But yeah, never Google your symptoms. If you're worried, see a doctor. Or call a doctor. You can't really see doctors now, but never Google your symptoms. Ugh. I think that's and they just made on their own, check the detention of the dead to it's goofy. Switches of mosquito bites. Google shows you 2 minutes, right? You sneeze once, Google's telling you got like a super rare testicular cancer or something. If it's not treated soon, your entire bottom half needs to be amputated. Sharpening the knives as we speak. That is from 2004. This engine of that is from 2012. Refuse to sneeze. That's a sign of weakness and lack of self-control. I didn't hear that, but I can believe he probably. I can believe he believes that. I can believe he believes that. What you saying? I was drinking my coffee. Well, she was drinking coffee. She's definitely telling the truth. You guys have no idea. Ooh. Sam's got plans. A woman scorned. Maurice. Maurice. Scorned. I ain't mad. It's just playtime. Oh, that's even scarier. Dead was inspired by Night of the Living Dead. A little bit, actually, yeah. I mean, it's not a spoof of, well, not directly a spoof of it, but yeah, there's parts that are inspired by Night of the Living Dead, like being holed up in a place where they can't really move, but then that's just about it. And of course, you know, zombies. But I think it's more just the name, because you have Dawn of the Dead, Shaun of the Dead. If I see the name Shaun of the Dead, I think that movie. Man, look at those old cars though, you used to drive back in the day. Chris Carter, executive producer. Well. That was a pretty interesting episode. That was called Miracle Man, Miracle Boy, Miracle Child, Miracle something or other. That was pretty interesting. You know, you have this kid who's healing people. Some believe it, some don't, as these things tend to go. But as it turns out, the guy he healed back in 1983, the burn victim, didn't want to be held, or at the very least didn't want to live the way his life was being a burn victim, and felt like, you know what, I won't kill you, but I'll kill their faith in you. But didn't quite work out that way. And perhaps rather than killing their faith in him, it inadvertently increased their faith in him. It was a deep movie. It was like an allegory of what happened in America society at that time. Yeah, they dealt with when they were all sort of locked up in the house. You have these sort of different personalities, and you have the guy. I can't remember their names right now, but you had the guy who was in the house before, but it was locked in the basement, and he was very much, you know, I'm right, do as I say, you know, that kind of thing. And when the other guy shows up, you know, they don't let them in right away. They're just kind of there because they're reluctant to help anybody. And then there's kind of that clash of egos to an extent where he doesn't want to admit that he could be wrong about things, or the other guy might have better ideas about things, but he's so egotistical. And I feel like, yeah, there's definitely something in there about, you know, how we handle situations, and how a lot of times we want to be a leader, right, but maybe we're not the best choice for leader, and our ego doesn't always let us accept that somebody else might be a better leader than you are, and the decisions you're making could actually be hurting people and making things worse than they need to be. But they all die in the end, so yeah. Yeah. We could try and watch that movie. It's a trip. I'll take your word for it on that one, but British band Travis, and the song Turn. I don't think I know that particular song, Travis. I don't know if I know that band. Turn by Travis. Alright. Zombie movies. What's your guys' favorite? Ooh, that's one to think about. And one shall think about it. And while I think about it, I'm just going to take another break. So be back in a few moments. I'm going to think about my favorite zombie movie. And we continue with the last episode. Well, the last episode for this stream of X-Files, which is Shapes, episode 19. So I'm going to think about my favorite zombie movie. Back in a few minutes. Alright, see you in a bit, guys. Hey, Jakes. Are we talking about my bladder? I'm an old man, you know. Alright. Oh, that's the one. The screen I want. Alright. So yeah, favorite zombie movie. I'm gonna go with Night of the Living Dead because it's just such a classic. But I did watch Train to Busan recently, and Peninsula as well. And they were really, really good. That's all you need to see. Hey, if it's in the chat, I'ma see that. All right. Well, that's not true. I might not see it, but yeah. World War Z. Oh, that's a Brad Pitt one, isn't it? Oh, Day of the Dead. Yeah, Bob. Yeah. Bob. I remember Bob. Bob the zombie. They were experimenting on him. But yeah, I'll say my favorite zombie movie would be Night of the Living Dead as a favorite. There was one on Netflix with Batista that was pretty good. I forget what it's called right now though. I've forgotten, but it's like Las Vegas has been overrun and they have to walled off Las Vegas, but they're gonna go inside to get some money or something. But that was a pretty good movie. Harry Belafonte just passed away. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Harry Belafonte, who's an actor, I'm guessing. You see the film Stu? No, I haven't seen Stu actually. That's what the girl, isn't it? He's with the little girl. The most likable character in that movie, and that's saying something, yeah, for sure. Well, a zombie has the best personality in the movie. But yeah, no, I remember Bob. We like Bob. I would say my favorite zombie game. It's gonna have to be The Last of Us. That's gonna be right there. That's definitely my favorite zombie game, The Last of Us. I mean, Resident Evil were cool and everything, but I'd have to go with The Last of Us just for what it did at the time. You know, for me as a gamer, as a appreciator of storytelling, as an appreciator of artistic, the experimentation, it did a lot. So yeah, I'll say The Last of Us with my favorite zombie game. And then for TV shows or series, probably gonna have to go with The Walking Dead, even though I haven't actually seen all of them. All right, what's the time? All right, so let's get this last episode started. He pays copper who gets plastic surgery and uses a random Uber driver to chase down a criminal. Okay, nice. That could be me one day. That could be me. He's well known. Song was Beetlejuice, Daylight Come. And we want to go home. Oh, Daylight. Okay, yeah. I know the song. Okay. I don't know who sang it, but I know the song. Alright, so this is episode 19. It is called Shapes. I hope you're ready on 0. We're going to go... wait a minute. There we go. Yeah, we're going to go 3, 2, 1, play. So if you're ready, 3, 2, 1, play. Do you care about character building in horror movies? I do. I like having something to root for. Yeah, I care about character building. I think in any movie, really, it's important to, well, maybe not any movie, but say most movies, it's important to build up the characters, because otherwise it's difficult to really care about what's going on when you either don't know much about the characters or don't really have anything to kind of root for, to cheer for, or to mourn over. Or, I mean, part of a reason why when a character dies, why it's like a sad moment, is because of what they've done to let you feel something for that character, right? So yeah, I think it's important. assuming you have characters in your movie, you want to have some kind of connection with the audience. I don't know if you ever see a film where they have these characters that die, and then they do it in a way, they film it in a way where it's supposed to be like this really sad death scene, but because they haven't really built up that character well enough, by the time it happens, it's like you just don't care. What was that, werewolf? There's other song in the film, jump in a line, rock your body, and time. Okay, I believe you. Okay, I'm not sure I know that song. Probably heard it, but not recognizing it right now. That's why I never really cared for Friday the 13th franchise. There was never it's not a character you care about to go against Jason. Werewolf, interesting. Native American werewolf as well. Twilight. Yeah, it's Tulsa Sherry Belafonte is a singer and actress. Maybe a song from hers Get Dead from the 1985 Halloween horror film Midnight Hour. In the midnight hour. Alright, here's a question then. What is your favorite trashy horror movie? And by trashy horror movie, I mean, it's not necessarily scary. It's not necessarily even a good film. It's just trash. But for whatever reason, it's your favorite trashy horror movie. That's my question for the group. I'm not sure I've seen enough trashy horror movies to really pick a favorite. But I did see one recently, and that's what inspired the question. Funhouse Massacre. Okay. I'm guessing that's from the 80s. In fact, I'm pretty sure all good trashy horror movies are probably from the 80s. But yeah, I watched a movie recently called The Wraith from 1986, I think. It has Charlie Sheen, and it is terrible. It's so bad. Trail Indian Reservation. No, it's not. It's actually 2015. Robert England. Okay, Freddy. Freddy Krueger. Well, I mean, he's not. He's played other roles as well, of course. We're not from around. I don't think they need to tell them that. I think they might know already. England, yeah, man. He was in a few episodes of Stranger Things. Playing the father of Henry. The way Mulder just cuts off Scully like bare times though, like come on, man. It's definitely worth a watch. I enjoyed everything about it. It's so bad, it's good. Sometimes they're the best kind of movies, aren't they? Troll comes to mind. Oh, Troll, yeah. Which Troll though? Because there's like a million of those movies by now. there's like a troll. There's like I think it was a Norwegian film, and then it got remade. But there's like Troll 1, 2. I think there's like a third one. Then there's also Troll Hunter, which I think is a different series of films. But yeah, there's loads of troll movies. Like there's so many at this point. Ooh, look at them teeth. Alright, let me check which troll is Dan talking about. '86, okay. Oh, this is an American movie. If you like horror, Shudder is worth getting. I found a few hidden gems on that channel. Yeah, Shudder's horror specific, isn't it? It's on Amazon. Well, you can get it through Amazon anyway. I do like horror. I don't know if I watch enough horror to warrant, was it $5.99, $6.99 a month though. Another one is Mind Warp, I like Bruce Campbell. Oh, speaking of Bruce Campbell, new Evil Dead movie, is it out now? Or is it out soon? I know he's not in it, by the way, but the Evil Dead Rises. So, yeah. Came on the 21st of April, according to this. Come on, Scully. Surely you know better than that. Her brother's a werewolf. Guess you don't have any friends. Alien Apocalypse is another one of those bad, but I can watch it more than once movies. Alien Apocalypse. Almost as certain I've never heard of that one. Bruce Campbell, okay. $2.99 to buy it on Amazon. Might just have to do that. The special effects, let's say, special. Low budget movies with well-known actors. Oh, speaking of special effects, have you guys seen a movie? In fact, I think Dan, I'm pretty sure you've seen this. But have you guys seen a movie called Who Killed Captain Alex? Those are some of the most special effects I think I've ever seen. Yeah, I thought you'd seen it. Yeah. passion project right there. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a movie that was made in one of the poorest countries in the world during a war or some kind of political conflict. Very, very low budget, to say the least. Like, it's mad low budget. But yeah, they made a great fun movie. Like, they really did. You know, it's funny. It's so over the top. And yeah. Who? And the way man just looks right at the camera when he says that as well. Man don't care about no four-wall nut, and he's just like, just look directly at the camera. And he got that VJ. What's his name? VJ. Man, forgotten. Tiger Mafia. Don't you hate when you watch the film? No, you liked it. Yeah, I can't remember what it's called. Who was yeah. Yeah, that happens a few times. Man, I like that movie. What was it called again? Oh, the wolf spirit passed on. Nobody's seen that since the funeral, though. I don't sound too good. Do you not keep track of films you've seen using something like Letterboxd? I've never even had a Letterboxd, so that's going to be the answer to that is going to be no. I do not keep track of the films I've seen using stuff like Letterboxd. I've never even had it. Okay, so I'm guessing that's a site where you can list movies and things you've watched. I tend to keep them in my memory. Well, until you forget them, right? I used to actually keep a track of my DVD collection on a site called DVD Aficionado. And I really got into that actually, because this is at a time when I was really into collecting DVDs. Not so much these days, but I was big into collecting DVDs at the time. So I'd had my whole collection listed on DVDaficionado.com or .org or whatever it was. And you know, I'd be in the forums and in the community, and you have like different versions of the DVDs, like the Criterion version, and you know, the director's cut version, and special edition. You know, so you can list specifically which one you have. And one day that site just closed down. It just closed down, like no warning, no nothing. It just closed down. And with that, everything that I listed on that site just gone, and it sucked because like I put a lot of time to, you know, making sure you get the right version, making sure it was all like correct, checking, double checking, and then it was just gone. It literally just all just gone, just like that. You probably still find unless you create it. I mean, to be honest, at this point, it's so long ago, I wouldn't even know where to start looking. That's, like I said, that site's been gone. I mean, this is like close to 20 years ago. So if it is there, I ain't finding it. I doubt it's still there. I mean, the site's gone. It's been gone for a long time. So yeah. Because a lot of those DVDs I don't have anymore anyway. So. It was about two brothers. One was a killer, and I can't remember the name of it. It's driving me nuts. Oof. Not really. I'll watch it, and that's pretty much it. Sometimes I even forget that I've watched it and put it on again. I'll watch it. Hey, this looks familiar. Where have I seen this one before? Archives, Wayback Machine. Yeah, that's it. You're welcome. Oh man, it's tough news. Use the Internet Archives Wayback Machine. I think that's a long shot, but I'll try it. Wayback Machine. DVD. How'd you spell aficionado? Is it one F or two Fs? One sec. I can't. No. Is it .com or? I can't remember if it was .com, .org, or whatever it was, but. Yeah, the Wayback Machines. I mean, it's got some stuff from DVD Aficionado, but ugh. Yeah. Yeah. I knew it was a long shot, but hey. Probably gonna make a movie channel. I've been postponing. Yeah, definitely, man. Dan knows more about movies than anybody I know. So yeah, I feel like yeah, if you're gonna do any kind of, yeah, you gotta do it, man. Dan the movie man. Real estate, he's not sure you've ever used the internet archive before, but you can visit old sites and access old defunct websites. Yeah, I have used it before in the past, but yeah, no, it wasn't. I mean, it's not that it didn't work. It's found DVD Aficionado and it was .com, but you can't log in, and which is, well, I guess that's no surprise. So yeah, there's no way of finding my account specifically. And it seems to be just stuff that's listed in, like, I think their own, like the DVD Aficionado's own sort of lists. Seems to be the only things that show up. I guess because they're public lists. I just drag her out on the floor. You're gonna be an in-depth discussion about a movie, indeed. On the top of the web pages, you can select dates. Such, yeah. Remember your username. I could try. I'll be fine. Oh yeah, no, don't remember my username. I've only ever used the same username for anything, so that's the easy bit. But yeah, you can't really log in, so it's like, yeah, you can't really do anything with it. It's just more just looking at, I guess. Oh well. Actually, maybe I can log in. One sec. I don't remember my password, but I don't remember my password for this site, but it's possible I'm able to log in. I don't think I'm trying to. only thing holding me back is format of the video. What do you mean, like camera, audio, structure, things like that? There are a horror that everyone loves but you don't, and one that most people hate but you love. A horror that everyone loves but you don't, or one that everyone hates but you love? Of course Scully don't see this. I don't know, actually. I don't know if this counts, but I liked the remake of The Ring. I mean, the original was great too, of course, but I liked the remake of The Ring, but I don't know if everybody hates it, but it seems not, well, people I come across didn't seem to care too much about it. Well, outside of, you know, the girl crawling out of the TV. Well, I don't know if that counts. Actually, I don't know. Maybe that doesn't even count. This is probably, yeah, one pair. I assume it was a puppet there. Sorry, it wasn't happening. That's alright. I mean, it wasn't. I don't think it was like private, like nobody can see it. But I remember you did have to have an account, so it weren't like anybody could. I think you have to have an account to see it. Oh, I don't know. This is such a long time ago. I don't really remember the specifics. But it wasn't like a. I mean, I think if you had an account, you can see my list. I think. But I think you have to have an account to see any list. But yeah, I really don't remember. It's too long ago. It's more than 20 years, I think, at this point. It was a short period of time in my life, but I dedicated a lot of time to it in that short period of time. And I haven't really thought about it in such a long time by now, so it just, yeah, it's all good. And I don't know, I mean, it would have been cool if I could find it, but yeah, it's gone. It's gone. And now you upload the video file. I'll start the video. Back in here, Brax is back. But yeah, I mean, I remember my username because I always use the same username, but I do not remember my password. And I don't think that the remember my password feature's probably not working. Oh, is Scully gonna see something? Of course not. No, she's not. For me, one that I don't like so much, but most people love is Friday the 13th. Movies one I love, Jason. The movies are all the same. Movie one that I like, most don't. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Rob Zombie Halloween 2. Does Scully believe now? Come on, Scully, it's right there in front of you. It has structure, depth. I can go for wires reference they made and maybe reference to how it works, tech side, behind the scene, so on. Well, what I'd say to that, Dan, is if it's something that you want to do, I'd say just start doing it. Don't worry too much about structure and formats and things like that right now, but just start doing it. And as you go along, you'll naturally start to figure out what works best for you, like what kind of structure and what kind of format works best for you. But I say just start doing it. You know, go as in depth as you want to go, or as light as you want to go, and then as you go along, the more you do it, the more you kind of naturally find your footing. I hope not. Do you remember when you first started posting videos, Haze? Yeah, kinda. I mean, it would have been around 2006-ish, maybe no later than that, maybe about 2007. It was the early days of YouTube. It wasn't on this channel. This channel did not exist back then. That channel that I had then, that's long gone. I ended up losing my password and then setting up a new channel, and then by the time I got my password back, I just thought, you know, let me just delete it. But yeah, that was episode. Oh, so I'm going to tell that story in a moment, but let me just wrap up this episode. That's episode 19 of the X-Files, and yeah, that's pretty cool. I like the whole thing. I mean, it's werewolves. I like werewolves. They kind of long this thing out with Scully not seeing stuff, though. I mean, I know this, what they did with the X-Files. I know that's the whole thing, but man, they're longing it out. We're almost for the whole first season, and Scully still happens to be out the room at any time something's happening. It's like, come on, man. Anyway, that was a cool episode still, though. But yeah, this was, yeah, going back to about 2000, maybe like 2006, 7. I think about 2007. I set up a YouTube channel, and just because that was kind of the thing you did back then, I wasn't planning on posting videos, but I ended up posting videos anyway, just because, you know, it seems fun. But it was like mostly just like random stuff, like whatever. It probably kind of similar to what I'm doing now, really. Just random videos whenever. There was a lot of poetry back then, because I was doing a lot of spoken word at the time. You know, those used to reply to people's videos, and people replied to yours, and it was like a small kind of community we had where we kind of replied to each other's videos and comment and stuff. Yeah, YouTube was a much different space back then. But yeah, I kind of did that for a little while, and after, I guess, maybe a few years, I kind of drifted out of it. But then eventually got to a point where I was like, yeah, I do want to do YouTube and be consistent with it. And I set up a channel, I think it was 2012. That channel still exists, but I haven't posted on it for a while now. And then this channel, I think, I don't even remember when I set this channel, but I've set up this channel, I think, maybe a few years after that, where I was just like, I wanted, like I said, I'm sure I said this before, but yeah, I just wanted to set up a place where I was like, you know what, be a place where I can just be expressive and not worry about this, that, and the other. And that's pretty much what this is. It's the content's changed over the years, and I've done different types of content over the years, and but yeah, that's pretty much what happened. I just like, you know what, I wanted to do something where I could just talk or post whatever, and that's how that started. I think my initial idea, I think, with the channel was, I think it was poetry related, actually. It was actually poetry related, but I can't remember specifically what it was. But I know it was poetry related, and but yeah, it pretty much was about just me being expressive, and I guess all these years later, I'm still doing that. Yeah, let me switch over to this screen as we chat for a little bit before we end. Words about how to plan out your structure, your videos, etc. I remember posting years, they deleting a bunch of them. I remember video responses. I did a long time. Yeah, old school thing. If you know what the video response is, yeah, you old school with YouTube. But yeah, as far as structure goes, I mean, back with this channel, not a whole lot. I didn't give a whole lot of thought to the things like structure. With my other channels, I give a bit more thought to it because those channels are intended to be, well, more structured for one thing. So for example, with the movie channel, you know, I do the white's trash videos where it tends to be a little bit in the beginning about the film that I'm talking about. Then I'll go into the why I think it's trash, which tends to be, you know, nitpicking, jokes, things like that. But, you know, hopefully making some good points in that as well. And then after that, it tends to be like what I call the final thought section, which is pretty much, you know, Jerry Springer. I don't know if you know about Jerry Springer, but that was what he would do at the end of each episode, you know, Jerry's final thoughts. And that's kind of where I guess somewhat subconsciously got that from, because I wasn't thinking of Jerry Springer when I was doing it, but you know, it's all in there. But yeah, that's a bit where you know, I'll talk about the film and try to talk about it in not necessarily the exact same way, because I think it depends on the movie. Some movies I have a more personal relationship with, and if I have a personal relationship with, I try to talk about it in a more personal way. If it's a film that I don't really have much of a personal relationship with, then, you know, I might talk about, you know, what I think of it and where I think it failed, where I think it succeeded, you know, things like that. But yeah, I think that's kind of that structure. But yeah, with this, it's more like, yeah, whatever goes, whatever goes. Yeah, so for real. In fact, that Wayback Machine, yeah, we started the Wayback Machine. Yeah, that's what I was using it for. I've been looking at old school YouTube sites. But yeah, very different back in 2006, 2007. Neighbors had ended, and I was looking to see reaction videos. I came across Haze and his recap of the final week. I came across Haze likeable on the video, so I decided to subscribe. That's awesome. I started watching the live streams and enjoy the community spirit of the chat. Man like Ben, you know. It was the Haze Explains days, long before the village became a thing. Many moons. Yeah, Haze Explains. Yeah, I remember that. So Haze Explains was a bunch of videos used to do, where I think it actually started off with movies, actually, I think, and it kind of drifted into just about anything. But initially I would take a movie and explain the movie. But yeah, that kind of drifted into like various other topics and stuff like that. And then, or I guess I'm back to doing movies with the movie channel, so it's all one big circle. But yeah, I remember that. Back on some of your older videos, Haze, once I became hooked on your channel. Oh, man, that's awesome. Well, if you want to see some old videos of mine, I'm going to send you a link to check out at your leisure, because my oldest videos are probably not even on, well, not even probably, they're not on this channel. Because I said I set up one channel, which it's still there, but I just haven't posted on it for over a year now. But if you want to see some real old Haze videos, maybe get that link for you, and you could check that out. It's a channel called Haze Hilarious. That's not the original name for the channel, by the way. That was a name change. I can't remember what I originally called it. I think I originally called it Bandit. No, I didn't. I can't remember what I originally called it. But anyway, that doesn't matter. But yeah, that channel was set up. Yeah, 2012. Excuse me, 2012. Excuse me, April 2012. And again, similar sort of thing. Content's changed over the years, but most of the most recent videos on that channel are all kind of comedy related. So here you go. That's old Haze right there, literally. You might even see some videos where I've got hair actually on that channel. I think there's some videos, if you go back far enough, you'll see some videos where I've got hair. So what's up, your 8-mile live stream recently saying how you might go from one movie night a month to one a week. Oh snap, yeah. And here we are. Oh, you know about other channels? Okay, cool. Appreciate that. It might have been a Tom McDonald reaction. It was during lockdown, and minus the scrolling through YouTube, I had a bit in the comment section. Now he's married to me. Yeah, that's a true story. That's a true story. Yeah, that's how that's when they made the TV show about it. That's what it's gonna be called. Yeah. My wife is living with another man. That's yeah. It's a true story. Yeah, it's kind of crazy though. I've been on YouTube in some capacity pretty much since the beginning of YouTube. Like, not like right from the beginning, I know that, but near enough to, like near enough to the beginning, because YouTube started in 2006. And yeah, I've been on it pretty much from either that year or the year after. And I've seen many people come and go. I've seen many changes on the platform. I don't even know how many videos I've posted over the years. Not all of them are still available, but they've still been posted. probably in the thousands, like easily in the thousands. Andrew's whole speed of the process of it. For your days on YouTube. I'll say there's things about the old school YouTube that I prefer over things of the new school YouTube, but then there's also things I like on the new YouTube that I think are better than the old school YouTube. So for example, old school YouTube, you were able to do video replies, like as in directly reply to a video with a video. And that was a really cool feature where you might post a video and somebody could reply to your video by making a video, and it would appear underneath your video. Like, so for example, where you go to the page, you'll see the reply videos underneath. But the creator, the person who posted the original video, they'd always have a say on which videos show up. So it won't be just like a bunch of random stuff showing up that you don't want there. You'd only see the videos that the person wants to show under their video, if that makes sense. I'm not sure if I explained it properly, but if I post a video and then you make a video replying to mine, I would be given an option to let it show underneath my video or not. That way it could be like, if you responded with some nonsense or whatever, I could be like, nah, you ain't showing it. So if you responded with something I thought was a good, cool thing, I could be like, yeah, cool, let's show there. And it was a good way of people discovering other videos, right? Because it would just appear directly underneath. So you can just like click it as a response and that sort of thing. But they decided to get rid of that because apparently not many people were using it. And I personally thought it's a dumb reason, because it's like, so what if not many people are using it? It's not like it's costing you to keep it there, you know what I mean? It's not it's not like you're paying money to have a feature. So but anyway, that went years ago now. So that's a missed feature. But then yeah, I think there's things about the new YouTube that's better than the old one. Like for example, you are far less likely, and it's not impossible, but you are far less likely to be recommended some dumb trashy video. And by dumb, actually let me not use that word, because dumb trashy videos are sometimes pretty cool to watch. What I really mean is, it was very easy to abuse certain things on YouTube back in the day. And Dan, you might remember this, the Reply Girl era, so the Reply Girl era was, you know, you have a young pretty woman, you know, pretty like you know, conventional, beautiful, you know, that type of thing, right? And she'd be wearing, you know, a very kind of low cut blouse or shirt or whatever, very, very, very low cut, you know, have girls very much pushed together, you know, and the camera would be positioned so that her girls are pretty much right in the center of the screen. So you can't miss them. I mean, you couldn't miss them anyway, but it was very much attention being drawn to that area. And what they would do is that they reply to a video. So if I post a video, I don't know, let's say Stream Deck review. I've got Stream Deck in front of me. I'm just picking up words. Stream Deck review. They'll be like they'll post a video that say Stream Deck review reply, right? So the exact same title except say reply on the end, and they'll use the exact same, you know, tags and things like that. Except when you click on the video, it would have nothing to do with my video, like outside of using the same title and blah blah blah. It'd be like a minute long, 2 minutes long, and they won't be talking about anything related to the video they're replying to. It just becomes some completely random topic that they'll be talking about for a minute or whatever. But that didn't matter. because let's be honest, nobody's watching it to see their reply to your video. Oh, and by the way, this is back before thumbnails, so you didn't have thumbnails on videos. Your thumbnail, well, I mean, you didn't have custom thumbnails rather. So your thumbnail would be the middle image of your video, right? That the default would be the middle image of your video. So if you've got your video where it's a minute long, and you know you've got your whole chest exposed throughout that whole video, yeah, the middle image is always going to be, the middle frame rather is always going to be that, you know what I mean? So it was a very much a way of exploiting the system at the time. And I ain't gonna lie, man, I clicked on through those videos. I ain't trying to pretend I didn't. It's just a long time ago. I was a young man back then. I ain't got no excuses now, but I was a young man back then. But yeah, they never actually got rid of those videos. I mean, I think they're probably still there if you know what to search for. I can't remember what they were called, these videos were called, but yeah, I would assume a lot of them are still there if you know what to search for. But what they changed is how things get recommended. So it meant that when you get recommendations, they are far more likely to be related to things that you're actually interested in. Like I said, it's not a perfect system, but it definitely does a much better job of doing that now than it did back then. I can dream then. Idris is coming. Also like the fact that it would show awards as 66 most viewed video in Australia. Oh yeah, maybe you should do that. Yeah. It's those days. I remember he was a husband with a video when you agreed that it's a crime to post Metallica. I mean, well, yeah. Metallica. Oh, speaking of Metallica, do you hear about this guy on YouTube who criticized Kirk Hammett's guitar solo on Lux Eterna? And he put up a video saying Lux Eterna, but the solo doesn't suck. That's what the video's called. Lux Eterna, but the solo doesn't suck. And it's just his version, like he's doing his own version of what he thinks the solo should be. That's what the video is. And apparently what happened is that Kirk Hammett was talking to a magazine and he addressed some of the criticism. That he never mentioned this video specifically in his comments. He just said that, yeah, you know, it's been criticized, and you know, it wasn't about making the best solo, but just going with someone that felt right in the moment. He's just, you know, talking kind of generally about his work, but he never mentioned this particular video. And apparently then what happened next is that the guy who made that video about Lux Eterna, but the solo doesn't suck, put out another video criticizing Kirk Hammett's response. Now, I've not watched that video myself. The only reason I know about this is because it got posted on Loudwire. But here's a thing about that real quick. Not that I don't know how many people even care, but I'm gonna say anyway. I mean, Lux Eterna is a pretty cool song. The guitar solo for me, it's fine. It fits. I mean, I don't know if I'd put it as #1 greatest solo. I probably haven't heard it enough times to consider it there anyway. But as far as making a video and doing your own version of a guitar solo goes, fine. I have no issue with that. Like, if you want to, people do it all the time. You know, their version of something, their version of this. What I think was an absolute piss take, though, is that he called the video Lux Eterna, but the guitar solo doesn't suck. That to me was like, no, you're taking a piss. Because it's one thing to say, look, I don't like something, or I think something could have been this way. Everybody has their opinions of things. But when you categorically refer to somebody else's artwork as it sucks, right? And then when that person talks about some of the criticism they've received, you then put out another video trying to take him down like he's not supposed to care about his own work. You know what I mean? Like, everything's supposed to nah, I can't. You absolutely lose respect at that point. It's like, it's one thing to say you didn't like the solo. There's one thing to say, hey, check out my version of a solo for Lux Eterna. But when you say somebody else's, what their artist's work sucks, and then try to criticize them when they're talking about their own work. It's like, nah, dead that, man, dead that. Diagonally downwards for the best version. Yep, that's the one. Yep, that's the one. Webcam be up and then pointing downwards slightly. When the twins were framed, even better than the owner. Back in those days, you weren't able to use a custom thumbnail, and MIT would make it exactly halfway through the video, so people tried exploiting it with eye-catcher thumbnail. Yeah, there are some tricks you could do as well, where right in the middle of the video you can post like just a still image, like like when you're making your video, when you're editing your video, you put like a still image right in the center, so that that would appear as a thumbnail when it's uploaded. But yeah, not necessary now. Oh yeah, and that's another thing. Custom thumbnails. That's another good thing now that you didn't. That was better then, because you didn't even have them back then. So yeah, some things are better now. Some things were better then. But hey. Did I ever try exploiting a system? I'm sure I did at some point. I've never tried it in any meaningful way though, like over and over again. But I've done things like, you like making a video on a trending topic, and I don't know if that's exploiting the system though. But I don't know if that counts as exploiting the system. But I've done things that you try, when you're trying to get views, you try to do things to get more views. I've done stuff like that, but I've never really stuck with it, just because it's tiring. You know what I mean? It's tiring. In fact, one of the reasons why, when I was saying that I originally was doing movies reviews, even going back before the Haze Days movie review, Haze Explains movie reviews, way before then, I was making these movie analysis. So it was very serious analytical viewpoints on movies. In fact, I think Dan might have seen a few of those actually. But I was doing those for a little while, and I got to a point where I was doing them every week, because it was starting to get some traction, right? And people come in, and I was getting some recommendations of what films to talk about. And so I kind of committed to doing it every week. That was like my goal. Every week I'm going to do a movie analysis. And I hate, if you know this, but trying to do a movie analysis every week is tough, because like I'll be putting out videos where I just felt like I don't know what I'm talking about, because I'm making these videos trying to come up with some serious point about a film all within a week. And I'm like, I'm recording this, I'm editing it, thinking I have no idea what I'm talking about. But then I'll put the video up and somebody will say something like, oh, that was a really great video. And when I'm like, I feel like I'm just talking nonsense, and somebody else is telling me that it's a great video, eventually I just got burnt out. And then ended up just, I didn't even say anything about I'm gonna stop doing this. I didn't say anything. I just stopped. Literally just stopped for the longest time. And then that channel, I was doing other stuff with the channel, and people who came for the movies didn't care, which, well, it's fine. Why would they? But yeah, these days I'm like, you know what? I want to do it, but I'm not gonna burn myself out. I'm not gonna put unnecessary pressure on myself, and I'm not gonna commit to something like once a week, because it's not necessary. Just try and do it in my time, and yeah, just make videos that I'm comfortable putting out, that I'm happy to put out, and yeah, you do exactly. But yeah, no, I've definitely done stuff where, you know, trying to get more views and things like that. But for the most part, they just haven't really stuck with it. I'm just not that guy in the end. It's just too much. And trying to keep up with trending topics, it's a lot, man. It's so tiring. It sucks. Needs to get back in his corner. Exactly. You don't have to like everything, of course, but when you start saying this, it sucks, and if that wasn't bad enough, when the guy you said it sucks is talking to a magazine talking about the criticisms he received, and just saying so, and he didn't even say, it weren't even like Kurt Hammett was cussing him out or anything. Kurt Hammett didn't even mention him in the interview. It was just saying, yeah, you know, I got some criticism on the solo, and you know, some people didn't like it. You know, for me, it wasn't about, you know, making the best solo. You know, it was just about doing something that felt right in the moment. That's pretty much what he said in the interview. And then you have the audacity to come and try and criticize him for that. It's like, nah. Here we go. More subscribers. Well, was it 6,000 right now on this channel? That's a lot. I don't really have 6,000 subscribers though. Here's something I've learned about YouTube. You never have as many subscribers as that number does, or not so much never, but certainly as that number gets bigger and bigger and bigger, you don't have as many subscribers as it would tell you. So yeah, right now, what's it say? 6,120. All right, I don't have 6,120 subscribers. I barely even have 120 subscribers. I have, I would say, maybe about 5 subscribers. That's the real number. About 4 or 5 subscribers, maybe 6. It's less than 10. It's less than 10 anyway. It's less than 10. But yeah, that number is a lie, and that's something that I feel like if you're on YouTube, if you're going to be on YouTube, you kind of have to recognize that fact, because you can look at that number and think, yeah, I've got 6,000 subscribers. Woo, yeah, look at me, I got 6,000 subscribers. You don't. I mean, some people do, by the way. There are some channels out there that actually do have the number of subscribers that it says. That's very few though. Very, very few channels actually do have that number. Most channels have far less than that number. So it's a pretty normal thing, but you very rarely would have as many subscribers as that number says you do. Because what tends to happen, and I'm sure, I know I've done this, I'm sure you guys have done this as well, when you subscribe to a channel, you've watched it for a while, and then for whatever reason, you kind of drift out watching it, but you don't unsubscribe. Right? I mean, you've probably, if you look at your subscriber list, you've probably got hundreds, maybe thousands of channels that you subscribe to, but how many of them have you watched it in the last, say, week or so? Probably not that many. But you've got channels from like maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago, whatever it was, that you used to watch, and maybe he's a big fan of back in the day, but you haven't watched them for so long now, and maybe never will again. And that's fine. I don't even mind that. It's just how it is. I know it's kind of how YouTube gets used, and YouTube themselves recognize that, which is why when you load up the first page, it's less about the channels you're subscribed to and more about the channels that you actually watch. And people complain, say, I want to see the channels I'm subscribed to, but nobody's watching it. Well, not nobody, but very few people actually watch the channels they're subscribed to. It just is what it is. So yeah, I don't look at that number. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's always cool when somebody subscribes, even if they don't end up watching your channel that much. It's always a cool thing. So I don't want to say it's a completely meaningless number. The fact is 6,120 people at some point in their lives decided to click the subscribe button. That's a pretty cool thing. But the truth is, I don't have 6,120 people watching me on a regular basis. That's fine. That's fine. I'm doing food reviews and movie reviews. Oh, nice. You could review food at the cinema. I saw a Nutella pizza on TikTok the other day. I'm still making that at the weekend. I've had a Nutella pizza actually. Honestly, disappointing. But to be fair though, I think it might have been just that Nutella pizza I had. I feel like the place that I got it from, they kind of skimped out a little bit. It was a thin base. You know, it wasn't really a lot of chocolate. I mean, it was okay in terms of taste, but it was just like it just felt like not where I would like it to be. I kind of want a thick crust and more chocolate and maybe some chicken. I'm very selective. Okay. You might be the only person on YouTube then that actually watches the channel I subscribe to. Ben's the only one on YouTube using YouTube how it was originally intended. Food review channels and Haze food review showed up in the related section. Ah, awesome. So I just saw that. So I just saw your comment now, Jakes. Yeah, there's a lot of different types of content. I mean, they're on this channel, it's not consistent. I know that, and I'm fine with that. And well, I think you guys are fine with that too. I mean, the only consistent thing I do on this channel now is the live streams. Everything else is just whatever, whenever, whatever, whenever. Even the live streams is like we talk all kinds of random stuff. So even these aren't really that consistent. Let's be honest. They're consistent in time. They're not necessarily consistent in content. Produce good content. You might. But then again, sometimes it's the bad content that gets the most views. So hey, let's see. Oh, Haze knows everything. Oh yeah, Haze knows everything. Asterisk. I ain't done that for a minute. Haze knows everything. And I'm back. You got cost 93,800 away from that silver play, but hey, just around the corner, right? Just around the corner. Reaction. Back in lockdown. Guess review the final week. The song was best rap ever. Oh yeah. That was a good song actually by on Tom McDonald's song. I actually really like that song. That spoke to me, man. I remember that one. That spoke to me. I don't know the rest of his songs, but that one spoke to me. Nah, okay, he's alright. He's got a few decent, cool tracks, but yeah, I think for the most part, yeah, I'm good. Oh, this channel here. That's not much. Alright, gotcha. I'm gonna have to go through Haze archives. Well, could take a while, but enjoy. Alright, so I first came across your channel from your reaction to the yeah, Golden Girls. I remember doing that. Yeah. That would be good. Yeah, just make it thick crust, stuffed crust, pineapple. As much as it hurts me to admit. Hurts you to admit? Man said it hurts him to admit, you know, raw. selfish there. That's community you have built here. I'm supposed to be lost if you become massive. Yeah, no, I get that. And it is something that crosses my mind from time to time. You know, those days where, because, yeah, I would like to make a living out of this. I ain't gonna pretend I don't. I mean, who wouldn't, right? Who wouldn't want to, you know, just literally sit in front of your camera and say the first words that come out of your mouth for a few hours and make £1 million a week or whatever these crazy money YouTubers making? Like, who wouldn't want that? Of course. But yeah, it comes. Everything has a cost, and that's the thing. Everything has a cost. Even money will cost you something. You know, everything has a cost, and it's like, if you're popular enough to make a living out of YouTube, you're gonna have far more people coming in, which in and of itself isn't a bad thing. But then it's also things like more trolling, more you know, people just coming in and saying silly things, and yeah, so a big part of what is cool about this goes with that, right? So yeah, I get that, man. I get that. It's cool though, because we all get to chat and you get to show more of your personality. Indeed. And then you giving guys. I see. Well, I appreciate the compliment, Jakes. Price of success, yeah. Let's see, far more charisma than some of these content creators who have millions of subs. I don't get it. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Man, that was nice. That's so good. But yeah, man, that's life, isn't it? Everything will cost you something, because nothing comes for free. And I feel that's something that as a society we don't really talk enough about, especially when it comes to money and fame and power, you know, status and things like that, because those are indicators of success that a lot of times we look to in a society. If somebody has a lot of money, we say successful. If somebody gets a promotion, and a big promotion, we say they're successful. If somebody gets like if they're famous, we say they're successful. And if they have all three of those things, they say they're very successful. And those are all good things to have, you know. Ain't nothing wrong with having money, you know, status and you know, fame and things like that. But it will cost you something. You know, it will cost you something, and the more you get, the more it will cost you. And it may not cost you something obvious. You know, it may not cost you something that you notice right away. And that's when it's dangerous, right? When you don't notice it right away, because by the time you do notice, it could be too late. You know, so everything will cost you something. I think there's definitely something said about being aware of your limits and understanding that before you go above your limit, you need to be prepared for it. Like, you know, like weights. If you go to the gym and you lift the weights, you can't just go straight to the heavy weights, right? Because you hurt yourself. So you practice with the lower weights and then you build yourself up. And I think it's the same for anything. I think it's like the same for money, same for fame. You know, you kind of have to practice with what you have and then kind of build yourself up from that. But I think often what happens is that we get too much money too quickly, or too much fame too quickly, or too much power too quickly, and we're just not really prepared for it. But we kind of convince ourselves, because we've all got our egos telling us, you know, you're the man, you're the this, you're the that. And then you hear about these disaster stories about people who abuse their power because they haven't learned how to handle it. You know, people who grew up who never had any kind of attention ever paid to them, now all of a sudden they have all the attention in the world, and they don't know how to handle it. but they're trying to convince themselves that they're doing fine, and they're surrounded by people who are telling them they're doing fine. You're doing great, because everybody's a yes man when you're famous. You're funny when you're famous. You know, you're smart when you're famous. Everything you say is great when you're famous, right? And we all got that ego. So yeah. People who can keep you grounded, especially at times where you just don't want to hear it, because we all got an ego. But people who can keep you grounded. If you got people like that in your life, keep them. It's not always going to be easy. They're sometimes going to have to say some stuff that you just don't want to hear. But if you got somebody in your life who can keep you grounded, that's somebody to keep around. I'm doing a soft crust with the chocolate chips in it, loads of Nutella in the middle, and a straw. Oh, that sounds good. I need you to make one of those, Sam. That sounds more like how I envisioned the Nutella pizza in my head than what I got from that shop. The way you described it right there, that sounds like more like what I had in my head when I heard about the Nutella pizza. I got to the shop and I got one. I'm getting it. It's like, okay. I mean, technically it's a Nutella pizza, but okay. That's right. That's what I was thinking about. Stomach. Okay, so one other thing. Food at the same time. Well, we can hear. Jacob, I love for him. I love food more. That's fair. That's fair. I can't argue with that. That's fair. But guys, it is 12 minutes till tomorrow. Oof. So it is time to start winding down. Next live stream Thursday. Playing some games on Thursday. Nutritionist go, indeed. Play some games on Thursday, probably Final Fantasy, but we'll see. Maybe I'll play something else. I actually bought some games recently, so maybe I'll play one of those. But yeah, Thursday, 8 p.m. ish GMT. And yeah, I feel that's gonna be it for now. I'm gonna put some food in my stomach. Not a Nutella pizza, unfortunately, but I'm gonna put some food in my stomach. Then I'm gonna lay my head down. And yeah, till Thursday. When I was struggling, that's fine. Appreciate that, Sam. Glad to be a part of what helped you through the pandemic, through lockdown. Modern. Final Fantasy 7 is modern, kinda, sorta. I mean, it's 1997. In the history of the world, 1997 is not that long ago. You know what I mean? It's not like the dinosaur like millions and millions of years ago, right? So I'm just saying, technically modern. But guys, you've been awesome as always. I appreciate you and all that you do. Thank you for keeping me company. Thank you for keeping it lively. Village is strong. And I think you know why. Till whenever, if ever, hopefully Thursday. Peace.